next guest here at Mines and Money is the CEO, Tim Coughlin, of Tigris Resources, which many of you will know is a frontier exploration team company. Welcome. You actually have taken the reins of this company, which has been around for 4 years, but you took over with your management team earlier this year in March. How's it been going?
It's been going okay. I mean, the projects are looking good. Certainly, you know, it's the old story where if you keep working on a project and it keeps looking better and better, then usually you're on a good thing. So there's 3 projects that we've been working on over the last couple of years, and they are looking slowly better, and we're growing them. We're growing them at a pace that we can afford, I suppose, because capital's tight, given where we are in the markets. Having said that, we've raised around about $3 million this year in 2 capital raisings. One that we've just closed. A lot of your viewers will be aware that we're just in a pre-IPO process. We're about to list on Toronto Stock Exchange in January next year. So I don't know, you can tell me what you think of this phrase, but we think it's one of a very few evolutionary steps in what's otherwise a mass extinction down here at the bottom of the market. So we're driving ahead. Exploration's all we do.
Well, that's the thing. So, you know, you might think, well, actually, is it the right time to launch an IPO? Probably not, but you're driving ahead. So obviously you're doing something different. What is that?
I suppose what we're doing different is we're sticking to what, it's not different, we're doing the same thing, and that we're sticking to what we know. You know, I think people would expect a team like ours to, you know, we're all getting long in the tooth, sort of industry veterans we were described as most insultingly once, but you know, we're sticking it out, we're adapting to the times, but we're getting ready now, as it's the way we look at it, we're getting ready for an industry that's in reform. You know, the industry has to reform, and we think we've got a strategy going forward to adapt to this new environment.
So you've got these 3 projects in Turkey, so how are you actually doing that? How are you reforming the industry?
Well, I'd love to reform the industry. We can reform ourselves. You know, our focus has to, you know, as I say, we're long in the tooth. We've been through a couple of these before. You come out of these markets, you know, you are looking for obvious things, which is high grade, accessible, recoverable gold and/or copper. You know, we think finally, and I say finally because it's taken a long time, I think, for the market to understand that, you know, our game is an inclusive game, and by that I mean that you must have a strategy of engagement with local partners and local stakeholders, and that means giving some equity away. You know, people shouldn't be afraid of that. That's how you get projects permitted and into production in many cases. So a focus on, you know, we've lifted up our cut-off grade, if you like, and now we're looking for higher grade resources. I think a fairly ruthless approach to projects, you know, not too many maybes, or perhaps it could become this, and if we drill a couple more holes there, maybe we have to be fairly ruthless and move on, because there's, you know, one thing about the bottom of the market is there's always another stone to step onto. There's plenty of projects out there and plenty of opportunities. And I think another key aspect of this reforming industry is going to be a close eye on general administrative costs. So keeping those overheads down and having all of our money focused on the ground. So that's us. And, you know, always having an eye out for an opportunity. And I think right now, small companies like us and just pre-IPO or early stage post-IPO companies have to always be on the lookout for a merger of equals type relation. Try and build something with a bit more critical mass and more access to.
So, I mean, are there any on the horizon, or, you know, where would you be looking if you were to be looking actively at this stage?
No, not on the horizon. One thing about this industry is you've been in it long enough, like we have, you tend to know pretty much everyone. So you know, to get the idea that you know, we're getting on with our job, that's important for investors to know. But we're also a team that knows enough people in the industry to be able to get the word around that, you know, you guys, if we think there's some synergy here and we can bolt together a bigger business, then why wouldn't we do that? It gives us more gravitas and more ability to add value quicker.
So post IPO, what's that resource going to be spent on, and what are the next steps?
Post IPO, we've got some drilling to do at Gomech, which is an epithermal gold system in western Turkey. We have some drilling to do in some high-grade veins in the east of Turkey called Pertek. And then we have a big project known as Ukatepe on Gökçeada Island in western Turkey. We want to get that to the point where it's 3D modelled, if you like, and ready for drilling, and then we'll decide whether we're going to drill that next year or the year after.
And also, you have at some point in the future a rebrand. What's that about?
Well, we're rebranding to Royal Road Minerals, and so we're taking the opportunity of the IPO to do that, and for various reasons. I mean, Tigris is not a very popular name unless you're unless you're a great supporter of ISIS terrorists who currently occupy the Tigris Valley. There's also quite a few other organisations using the name out there who we perhaps don't want to be associated with. And I think Royal Road also, Tigris is also very distinctive and almost diagnostic of a particular part of Turkey, which is that southeast. We're already working in the west, and we are looking further afield always, and especially at this point in the market. So Royal Road is less.
There's less emotional baggage with it, I suppose. Yeah. All right. Well, that sounds eminently sensible. Tim Coughlin, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
My pleasure.
The CEO of Tigris Resources, but very soon to be rebranded.
Thank you, sir.